Hi, this is Karol from Multicultural Center of Kraków. I hope you can hear me because it's very windy today, and we are starting in 3 minutes. There are two ladies with me, Malina.
Hello.
And Paulina.
Hey.
We are starting in 2-3 minutes. Just let me know if you can hear us because it's super windy and I'm not sure if we'll manage. And there are so many people here. Oh, there is someone listening. Hello, please let me know in the comment if you can hear us. And here is Ciekawi Krakowa team, curious about Kraków. These are our guides who will guide us around Kraków today. So can you introduce yourself?
It's not that easy. Hello, I'm Claudia from Curious About Kraków, in Polish Ciekawi Krakowa. Maciej, do you want say
And
something?
Maciek or Mike.
Okay, Mike, you're first.
My first. Hello, today we are speaking about Kraków. We are in Kraków, so we should be speaking about Kraków, about multicultural Kraków. Maybe, as you know, Kraków is the city in Poland, in very south part of Poland. This region is called Małopolska. Małopolska, which means just the lesser Poland. Kraków is one of the oldest cities in our country. The first record about Kraków is made by Jewish traveler Ibrahim ibn Yaqub in 10th century. However, according to the tradition, according to the legend, Kraków is much older. According to the legend, Kraków was founded exactly in year 700. Most probably it's not true. However, you can imagine how old our city is. In the past, Kraków used to be the capital of Poland. More, not just the capital city of Poland, but the capital city of Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. This used to be one of the largest countries in Europe. Capital city of a huge country used to be the multicultural city. We'll try to show you some traces of different cultures here in Krakow around the main square.
And around. Okay, so here I am. When you want to talk about the culture in Krakow, we have to remember that the most important religion in Poland was the Christianity, and Christianity. Okay. I know English is not my
Favorite language.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, maybe I can read because I'm thank you for likes. Okay, we have to remember that in Poland for many centuries Christianity was not only a religion. Catholic Church was the way of life. Christianity influenced our culture, art, space of the city, and even a history. Many works of art were created because of the Christian religion. And now we are standing next to the Church of St. Adalbert. So it will be my first example of the Christianity in Krakow. This is the oldest building in the whole main square in Krakow. This is also one of the oldest church in Krakow. And this church, remember the parts of this church, remember times when this square didn't exist, when these buildings around didn't exist. So yeah, because it was first. Remember the time when here was only a crossroad of trade roads. And according to tradition, exactly here, St. Adalbert, Bohemian missionary, during his way north, stopped here and was teaching. To commemorate this fact, people built church. First one was by wood, later by stone. And I want to show you a part of this church who remembers many times Come on.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will talk for a while. We are entering a very old structure, so the trip must be very silent.
No, it's outside.
Oh, it's outside. Oh no, I thought we will show you mysteries of the oldest church of Krakow. Yeah, this is the oldest one.
One off.
One of.
Because older are on the Wawel Hill. Older one is on the Wawel Hill.
Okay, so the older one is like there down the street, yeah, on the Wawel castle, but this one is almost the oldest, but it's also very super small. Like I don't know if I can get inside because it's super small. Paulina, you want to say something? No. Okay. Okay, so I give the mic to our guide.
One more word, a little one. This wall over there. Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
have.
I'm just.
Thank you. This wall by the white stones is the oldest part of our. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
This one. Over there.
So this wall. This
Yeah,
one,
this wall is the oldest part of the buildings in the main square. Made more or less 900 years ago. And in my opinion, this is example how, to these days, Christian religion influenced space of the city. Yeah. Now, Mike.
Mike, okay. So, as you know, we are in the main square, Whole this area is called the Old Town. The Old Town, which means just the oldest part of the city, the medieval part of the city. How old is the Old Town? It's a good question. As you know, Krakow is one of the oldest towns, oldest cities in Poland. However, the first Krakow was completely destroyed during the Tatar invasion in the 13th century, 1241. So then Krakow was rebuilt as a new town, as a second Krakow. The square, all the streets were rebuilt after the Tatar invasion. When exactly Krakow was founded as a new city in 1257. The founder was the Duke of Krakow, Bolesław Wstydliwy. What's interesting, Wstydliwy in Polish means bashful. His real name in English was the Bolesław Bashful. So this place, now we are at the main square. The main square in Krakow is the very heart of the city. It's one of the largest squares, or the largest square in medieval Europe, 200 by 200 meters. The main square from the beginnings of the Krakow until today is the main place, played the role of the main place of the city. It used to be the place of trade, maybe not now because the old town, the square today is a very touristic place, but in the past used to be the main place of trade, used to be the administration center, used to be the place of various ceremonies. You know, Krakow used to be the capital of the country. At first we will see the main church, the main Catholic church, the main parish church, which is called St. Mary's Church. Let's go.
Can I have a question?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So because we are only looking at the churches, but behind you I can see the most famous restaurant in Krakow, right? Wierzynek, which is
One of the oldest restaurants in the...
and it has a multicultural history too, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us about it? Like few words? I have some story about Cyprus and this.
Yeah. In the 14th century, exactly in 1364, according to the legend, this is not true. In this restaurant called Wierzynek, there was a huge international congress. There were many kings. There was a very important event in these times. So according to the legend, this restaurant is functioning from the 14th century until today. In fact, it's not as stressed as we think. This restaurant was established in the 20th century, but according to the legend, this is the oldest the most famous restaurant in our city.
So unfortunately our guides will destroy all the legends I have about this city. Yeah, they are sorry. Yeah, but if you want to feel like King of Cyprus or King of Poland, you can go to Wierzynek, at least according to the owners of the restaurant, right? Are we entering the church or not? I can just maybe, I will check if I can see something with my camera. So let's have a look. This is how it looks. It's super small and we must be very, very quiet because it's a holy place. Okay, so our trip is here. We had a view of Saint Adalbert Church, the oldest, almost oldest church in Kraków, and it's super small and I'm super tall, so I barely got inside. But if you ever get a question which church is on the main square, like on the main square, not next to the main square, it's this one, like here. Yeah, this is this one, and behind me there is this oldest wall. So it's quite new, I would say. If you compare it to Jerusalem or Rome, it's still not that old, but still, you can feel like being in medieval times.
One of the oldest churches in Poland, not only in Krakow, but one of the oldest churches in whole Poland.
Okay, thanks for the clarification, and founded by the Czech guy, Saint Adalbert. But you know, some say this time Polish people and Czech people were not that different, right?
Similar, yeah. Czech and Polish people are quite similar.
Yeah. But still, you know, we are thankful for the oldest church to the Czech Republic. So if there are any Czech people, let me know. Paulina, do you have any questions? Do you like Saint Adalbert Church?
Yeah, actually I never been there. Even if I live here for like 80 years already, I never got inside. So it's nice to finally have a chance to hear the story about the church and have a look. So
great.
Yeah.
Are we going to Sukiennice?
Later. Now
Later.
we are. I want to say something about St. Mary Church.
Okay. Have a mic, and I'm just turning on. Yep.
Yeah, here I am. Okay, so now about Church of St. Mary. This is one of the most important church in whole Krakow. Yeah, in the old town we have a lot of churches, but most of them was for monks, not for whole citizens. This one was a parish of the citizens, so here everyone's poor and everyone could go in and could baptism, could have a Mary. And also, sorry, I need my card. Okay. Yeah, it's first reason how it's a parish. Sorry. At this moment, only this car. Why this church is important? Because it's one of the most greatest piece of art in whole Krakow. Inside we have an altar made by Vishalna. It was a big altar made at the end of the 15th century, and book says it is the greatest achievement of the late medieval sculpture. Why I want to say something about this altar? Because Vishalna wasn't from Poland. He was an artist from Nuremberg. This is the city now in Germany. Yeah. So the greatest altar in Krakow, and I think in whole Poland. Yeah, I'm from Krakow, so I think this is the most important in whole Poland. Was made not by Polish artists but from Nuremberg. And this altar is now just after the renovation, so I recommend to go inside and see the greatest achievement sculpture. Hello.
Okay. Here we have a nice guest. It's not in the program, but yeah. Hello. What's your name? What's your dress?
17th century.
Typical no Polish nobleman, 17th century.
Yes.
So guys, you can see how typical Polish men looked like, and you know,
Kraków used to be the capital of Poland.
yeah, when the capital used to be a capital of Poland. So if Kraków will become a capital of Poland one more time, then I will dress like this. Thank you very much. We are from Multicultural Center of Kraków.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
And you can see what this dress has many cultural. It's not like it's typical Polish, but it comes from different cultures, right? Yeah. So we can have a talk about this if you want. Thank you very much, Mr. Paweł. I'm very afraid of your sword. Yeah.
Ja niczego nie poнимаю. Joke.
We're going somewhere. It's super windy here, so I think that maybe people don't hear us properly. So maybe we can go somewhere like we can be better with better, you know, voice. But guys, behind me there is Adam Mickiewicz, a Polish writer who spent some part of his life in France and in Istanbul. So we say hi to all Turkish friends, and if you are from Turkey, let us know, because concerning the names I can see it seems that you are from Turkey. So let me know where you're from and if you are living in Kraków. And our trip is growing, right? So we have a new member of the team. Would you like to say hi to? We are from Multicultural Center of Kraków. And do you live in Kraków right now?
Yes, I do live in.
Would you like to say something about you and your life in Kraków?
Okay, so hello everybody, my name is Tina, and I came here 2 weeks before. So initially I was bored because there was no sun. So now I'm enjoying it. I've been a lot of places now, yes. Hello everybody.
Okay, so you are most welcome to come to Multicultural Center of Krakow. You can check it out on Facebook. And Kate wrote us that she's watching from Scotland. Wow. And I'm sorry for the wind, but we are going somewhere, right? To Sukiennice.
Yes.
Okay, so yalla, yeah, like.
One second, if we see the Mickiewicz, romantic Polish poet, the national poet, but a national poet famous not only in Poland, is very famous in the area of former Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Mickiewicz, during his life, never been in Kraków, but nowadays he is buried in our city, in the cathedral, the Royal Cathedral. Not here, because this building is not the cathedral, as you know, used to be the main parish church, St. Mary's Church. The cathedral is located near the castle. It's not this part of the old town.
And I believe he started his most famous poem by saying, "Lithuania, my beloved motherland," right? So yeah, he was Polish and he was writing in Polish, but still, come on guys, I hope you can hear us more properly. I keep the mic super close to my mouth, so it's better. And we are entering. Oh, there are so many people here. Okay, we are entering the old marketplace of Kraków. It's called Sukiennice. In my favorite computer game, which is Civilization. It's called one of the wonders of the world. So you know, who is talking? Who is? Yeah. Okay.
So you can see once again the St. Mary's Church and the tenement houses. In my opinion, one of the most interesting tenement houses, is this building on the right of the monument. This building is called Grey House, Szara Kamienica. And this building is connected with the Jewish part of the history of Krakow, because in the past there were many Jews. There were really big Jewish community in our city. Of course, most of Jews, over 90% of Jews, were murdered during the World War II. So nowadays, Jewish community in Krakow is not so big. However, the Jews lived here from the medieval times, and this building is called Kamienica Szara. Szara has two meanings in this case. Szara means grey in Polish. As you can see, this building is grey. So, but the second option is Szara, because this building was founded by King Kazimierz the Great, Kazimierz Wielki, for his Jewish lover named Sarah. So this is why this building is called Szara Kamienica, because belonged to the Jewish lover of king named Sarah.
What a lovely story to be a lover of the king and get this kind of building. I'm sure you would also love to get this kind of building from the Polish king. Saban says, I'm from Turkey and it's great to be with you on this online trip. Shaban, are you living in Krakow? Let us know. And where are you going right now? Okay, Sukienica. Okay, so one more time.
This building is called Sukiennice. Sukiennice in Polish means just the cloth hall. Cloth hall, the oldest mall, the medieval shopping center, the oldest shopping center in Krakow. Sukiennice were founded soon after location the city, after the Tatar invasion. Sukiennice used to be one of the most important buildings, main trade building in medieval Krakow. Sukiennice were rebuilt and renovated many times. Originally, it used to be the Gothic building. In some parts, we can see still the Gothic walls. In the 16th century, this object were rebuilt after the Great Fire. And as a result, today Sukiennice is a beautiful example of the Renaissance art, of the Italian Renaissance, because in the 16th century there was really big Italian settlements in Krakow. However, if you want to see it, we have to go over there, because At this moment, the building still plays the role of the kind of shopping center. There you can buy mostly some souvenirs, not only from Krakow. The first floor is the branch of the National Museum, the gallery of the Polish paintings of the 19th century, where you can see the paintings of Matejko, Siemiradzki, Chełmoński. These guys are still famous in our country. There's also a very interesting underground museum. Somewhere here is the entrance into the exactly over there. It's the entrance into the underground museum. Of course, today it's closed because of the pandemic. However, it's a very interesting place, the very modern archaeological exhibition. If you are in Krakow, you have to go. There is a really interesting place.
There is a question: is it any better now when they are under the roof of the museum?
What do you mean?
The museum. Because they moved from another place, right? No? The paintings.
the paintings are in the
Yeah,
on the
but-
first floor.
Okay, but they were before in another museum or not?
Only during the renovation of the sukiennice.
Okay.
This is the right place for this painting. So,
Okay.
now you can see the main hall. With the merchant. You can see the souvenirs, not only from Krakow but from all Poland. It is empty. Usually, literally, this is nothing. Usually, this place is full of people. It's really crowded. But you know, at these times, usually it looks bit better than nowadays. Here you can see the symbols of the Polish towns, Polish cities.
Some of them are Polish since 1945, right?
Yes, that's true, but they are.
No, this is a...
Okay.
Mi? Nie, tu odpowiedziałam...
Aha. The symbols of the Polish cities, like Wrocław, Częstochowa, very famous place in Poland. Can we see the sukiennice from outside?
Yep.
Let's go. Because this is what I want to show you.
Okay, you can talk.
Okay. Thank you. These archives are not very old.
Really, so we need to try to stand beside the column.
Okay, let's try to. Well, maybe a bit better.
Yep.
Okay. Here you can see. I hope so. You can see. This is the Renaissance building. This building, this object, sukiennice, was completely rebuilt after the Great Fire in the 16th century by Italian artists. You can see the loggias at the very top of the building. There are the characteristic masks called mascarones. It's very we can see from this side.
Like we cannot see that. Yeah.
We cannot. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really windy.
Yeah. And we can go somewhere where it is less windy. I'm sorry for that, but guys, you can see it's like Halne, I believe. So yeah. So Halne is a special wind. Super strong, very warm wind from the top of the mountains. Tatra Mountains. If you've been to Krakow, you should go also to Tatra Mountains. But yeah, it's super warm today. It's like 15 Celsius degrees, but it's also super windy. So we are happy because there is no more smog, right? And the ladies came by bike for our trip, so you know, maybe taking advantage of this short break, or you want to speak about something?
You can see.
Yep.
You can see the characteristics masks called mascaros. You can see this motif in many different buildings
it's
in
on the
Krakow.
top.
Yes,
Here.
on the top.
Here.
The art is described by the mascarons. If you are looking at the other buildings in Krakow, you can find the copies of these mascarons. This very characteristic motif in our city. Once again, today this building is featured mostly as a museum and some souvenirs inside in the main hall and the outside. Here you can see the tower. And this tower, this brick tower, is 70 meters high, 70 meters tall, and is called Town Hall Tower. Town Hall because the town hall stood more or less here until the beginning of the 19th century. It used to be the medieval town hall, the seats of the authorities of Krakow, was the municipal granary, the prison, but this building was destroyed in the 19th century. Only the tower saved. Today the tower is functioning as a museum. In the cellars, in the undergrounds, there is the original torture chamber. Usually, of course, not now, but usually you can go there. You can see the torture chamber. The torture chamber is turned into a cafe and the small little theater. This is the entrance into the tower. You can see the lions, the stone lions. They are not original. Okay, from another place. They are not as old as the rest of this building. What's interesting? This is the Krakow version of the tower. This tower is it's hard to see, but this tower is a bit lean, more than half a meter, exactly 55 centimeters. So it's a kind of attraction. However, it's hard to see. That it's a bit lean. Today it's closed, so we can go there. The last part of the medieval town.
Okay, to sum up, the oldest church in Krakow was built by, it's devoted to Czech guy. The most beautiful altar in St. Mary Church was built by a German guy, and this one, Skiernica, was built by Italian guy, and main hall, city hall, was built by,
we don't know. There was no one architecture of the. This is how the town hall looked like before the destruction in the beginning of the 19th century. Only this part is saved. This one is no longer exists.
But as far as I know, most of noblemen or like important guys in 14th century were also German in Krakow.
That's true. The first settlers in Krakow were Polish people and the German people. The German people during the centuries used to be the second most important minority in our country. So you have to remember that Germans were very important. Krakow was the city for Poles and the Germans. The third minority was the Jewish minority. In the moment we will see the former first Jewish quarter in Krakow in the moment.
So as you can see, Krakow was super multicultural from the beginning. We are leaving now the main square. I hope you can hear us properly. Please let me know in the comments if you can hear us. Let us know where are you now and where do you come from, so we can see how much diverse is our trip. Here we are passing by one of most famous Polish contemporary sculptures. So it's by Igor Mikolaj. He was Polish, but he was working in Italy, and he's quite famous. If you want, you can get inside. I can check for you how it's to get inside. As you can see, there are kids playing. So yeah, hi. Sorry for disturbing. And we are now going to the first Jewish quarter in Krakow, the oldest one, right?
Right.
So you want to tell the story?
Okay. We are still in the main square. This sculpture is called Eros. Eros, the god of love. That's right. Of the police station. You can see the car of the city police, city guards. This building is called the under the Ram's Palace. You can see the very characteristic ram's heads over the balcony, under the balcony.
And there is a very nice cinema, right?
Oh yes. Yes, I forgot about the cinema, but yes, one of the oldest, one of the smallest in Krakow. Very, very, very interesting, very nice. I prefer this little cinemas than a huge modern buildings located near to the shopping malls. And we are going into the St. Anna Street. St. Anna Street. This in the past, in the medieval times, this used to be the main street of the first Jewish quarter in Krakow. The first Jews we know about the Jews in Krakow in the 13th and the 14th century, so they lived more or less here in this part. Today, this part of the old town is known as a university quarter. In the moment, we will see the main building, the oldest building of the university, but originally used to be the Jewish part of the city. And nowadays, the Jewish quarter is a completely different part of Krakow. Today's Jewish quarter is called Kazimierz. It's about 1-2 kilometers from the main square. Kazimierz is a very interesting place, my favorite part of Krakow. In the 15th century, all Jews were moved from this part of Krakow into another place, into the Kazimierz, but this used to be the first Jewish quarter. On the right you can see the consulate. Another example of multicultural Krakow. The Danish, Swedish, there's the British over there. The next building. It's a very nice street, not so busy. Most of these buildings belongs to the university today, because as you know, today is a university quarter. The Nordic house, the seats of the consulates. And here you can see the brick building, the corner. This is Collegium Maius. Collegium Maius, which is the oldest building of the Jagiellonian University. Okay, let's go there. Jagiellonian University is the oldest university in Poland, second oldest in Central Europe, after the Prague, established in 1364 by King Kazimierz Wielki, Kazimierz the Great. This is the Gothic building, founded in 15th century. Today, the building is the seat of the museum of the university. Have you heard about the Nicolaus Copernicus, famous astronomer? He studied in this exactly, be careful because of police, exactly in this building. There are two very interesting, two very interesting objects. At first, white stone, limestone, the very characteristic material. The many buildings in Krakow are built from the white limestone. There are a lot of quarries around the city, so this is why the lime is really popular in our city. This is another interesting object, the place of the chain. In case of invasion or in case of riot, the possibility to close the street by the chain. This is the place of the former chain from in the medieval times. So there was another, or over there, another thing like this. It was possible to close the street by the chain. Maybe later we will see the original, the saved chain like this. In the moment, I hope we'll see it better. Let's go into the courtyard. The courtyard is one of my favorite places in Krakow. Collegium Maius, the Gothic building. Is it open or not? Okay. The oldest building of the university. No, unfortunately not. However, there's a really nice place. The courtyard surrounded by the arcades, one of the most impressive places in Krakow. However, today is not possible to see this place. One of the most beautiful Gothic buildings in our city. The next gate leads to the garden, the professor of garden. This is the kind of park. Another interesting place, but I think will be closed or not. University's garden. This is the symbol of the Jagiellonian University, the oldest university in Poland. It's closed. Yeah. The smallest park in Krakow, in the city. Just the kind of courtyard, the green courtyard with the sculptures. The building, the second brick building, the Collegium Novum, the main building of the Jagiellonian University, the seat of the headquarters of the university. Let's go there. Okay.
So if there are any people who were studying or who are studying at Jagiellonian University, let us know. Hi Anna, greetings to UK. We are happy that you are with us. And if you have any questions regarding these monuments and the buildings and everything, just let me know. We will read that. We are on live. So you can also help us by commenting this post and sharing it with your friends. So help us to reach more people. You are listening to live trip around Multicultural Kraków with the Multicultural Center of Kraków. Thanks a lot, and I'm giving the voice to our guide, Mike.
Hello once again. My mistake. This is the main building of the Jagiellonian University. Not there, but this one. It's called Collegium Novum. We are in the Jagiellonska Street. Jagiellonska means Jagiellonian. The famous Jagiellonian family originally came from Lithuania. At the beginning, the university was known as a Krakow's Academy. The present name Jagiellonian University was given in the 19th century. And this street, can we see? Yes. Gołębia Street means the pigeon street. Literally the pigeon street. Do you know the pigeons, the birds, the very popular birds? What's interesting, the pigeons has two meanings in Polish. One of them is just the birds, and the second, pigeons is a very famous, very characteristic Polish food. Of course, it's not made from pigeons. It's a kind of cabbage roll stuffed with rice, with meat, with the mushrooms. It's really tasty. It's one of my favorite dishes. In Poland, in Krakow, you have to try the gołąbki, because in Polish it's known as a gołąbki. So this is Gołębia Street, which means just the bird street, or the street connected with the famous tasty Polish dish. In Poland, in Krakow, you have to try gołąbki. You can just ask about the cabbage rolls. So once again, it's not connected with the birds. It's not made from the birds.
Anna is asking if we go to the Jewish part. Anna, we were just in the Jewish part, but the oldest one, so this one from before 14th century, and I believe we'll have another trip to Kazimierz, to the Jewish district of Kraków, where we still have 7 synagogues remaining, as far as I know. So for sure we'll have also another trips with another religions and another cultures, because there are so many of them in Kraków. I'm not sure if you know that there are also buildings connected to Islam. We have Hindu temple, but on the very far away from the center, but maybe we'll go there and make a trip there. We have some Buddhist communities. We have OMG, I don't know, like Orthodox. Oh, there is a Greek Catholic church.
In a moment we will see.
Yeah, so you know there are so many religions and cultures in Kraków, but you must know where to go, because if not, you will just see the things we just seen, because it's like a must see. But yeah, Samantha, Jagiellonian University alumni watching from Florida and missing Kraków. So best wishes, best regards to Florida. We also miss Miami and palms and warm weather. So yeah, it's not that bad, I hope, in Florida. And we are now entering the Vishalna Street. So I'm giving the mic to Mike.
Okay, thank you. Now we will see the. I have to add that in the past, now we are leaving the former Jewish quarter, the first Jewish quarter. In the past, there were 2 synagogues in this Jewish quarter, and ritual Jewish bath called mikvah. But all these buildings no longer exist. Most probably the first synagogues were in the place of the present Collegium Maius, the museum of the Jagiellonian University, the first building of the Jagiellonian University. Here, all right, this yellow building maybe not looks like the church, but is the church. Is a Greek Catholic church. Greek Catholic church, originally founded as a Catholic church, St. Norbert's Church. Today is functioning as a Greek Catholics. Greek Catholic. What means Greek Catholic is a religion very characteristic in the area of the former Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. As you know, Kraków used to be the capital of the huge country, Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, and there were many. The east part of this country, there were many Orthodox, Russian Orthodox. This was not a good situation because the Russia used to be the main enemy of Poland at those times. So our king decided to try to create a new religion. So at the end of the 16th century, the Russian Orthodox in Poland and the Polish Catholics tried to connect it, and as a result, we have the new religion, quite new in those times, called Greek Catholics. Today, the Greek Catholics are the second most important religion in Ukraine. There's a really big Ukrainian community in Kraków today, in Poland today. So this is the very important place to the Ukrainian minority in our city. Former St. Norbert's Church today is the Greek Catholic Church. We called Ukrainian Church as well.
Guys, if there is anyone from Ukraine, let us know, and if you would like to give us a trip around Ukrainian Kraków, also let us know in the comments or send us a message, because it's super interesting to discover Ukrainian Kraków as well. And we will not enter the inside, I suppose, but it looks more like Eastern Church, if you know what I mean, like with candles and with this special pictures, or how you say in English, you know, like this Orthodox Eastern way of picturing God and so on. So it's really worth getting inside. I will just show you. It's on Vishalna Street. So yeah, we are going further, right? Yeah, we don't have any comments, so I hope you can hear us properly. And now maybe Malina, you can tell more about our planned events.
Okay, so as you know, we are in the, I hope, middle of pandemic, not only beginning, and we are planning more and more walking tours in the city. What kind of? I think that maybe not the next one, but I think that soon we will go on walking tour, seeing by eyes the homeless people. Another one, we're planning the walking tour in the Jewish cemetery on Miodowa Street. It's not the oldest Jewish cemetery in Krakow, but the biggest, and it's really amazing to see it. I hope that this walking tour will be the normal and everyone can join this tour and we can meet each other not only on Facebook like now, but in the real life. And as I remember, because we are planning a lot even in this year, soon we will have another cooking workshops. But I think it's still, yeah, she's programming cooking workshops. But I think that it's still a little bit surprise what it's gonna be. So I'll not tell you yet. You have to watch
Follow
our
Facebook,
Facebook page and see what's gonna happen because it's gonna be a lot events in this year. And I'm giving you back.
Thanks a lot. Anna said it's great to see Jewish cemetery. Yeah, and we will see the big, new, but it's very old, still very old Jewish cemetery.
Still active.
And it's still active, yeah, it's still working like some of the synagogues. So we have vibrant Jewish community. If you are listening to us for the first time, you can check out our cooking workshop because Jewish community right now is having their Pesach holiday, and we had a cooking workshop to cook what was that? Matzah balls? Matzah balls, yeah, it sounds super cool and it's super tasty. So if you want to learn Jewish cuisine and to cook matzah balls, just check our Facebook and find the movie with Kasia Leonardi who was doing... Oh, it will be published soon. I'm very sorry with English subtitles and it's in Polish. So yeah, so soon we will publish it and we are just waiting for the subtitles. So I'm sorry I made a mistake and I'm giving the mic back to Mike or...
Short, yeah. Okay, thank you. Here you can see the park. This is Planty Park or Planty Garden. Planty Park is a kind of natural green belt, green ring around the Old Town. I mean the city center is completely surrounded by the park. It's a 4 kilometers long green belt, green ring, the most beautiful park in our city, in my opinion. The spring is coming, we can see the first flowers, so we are very happy. Soon the plant will be green and full of life. I hope so. So if you want to stay inside the oldest part of the city, in the very center of Krakow, you don't have to leave the green line because the plant is a kind of borderline of the old town. So you can of the old town. You can see you can get a map, the plan of the city, and you will see the old town is completely surrounded by the green ring. So, Claudia, thank you.
Yeah, my time. But I want to go to another side of this road to show you our Bishop Palace. Yes.
If you want. So we are going to the Bishop's Palace and more churches because there are all Krakow is about churches. So if you like churches, love churches, you should come to Krakow and see more churches than you would ever see in your life, I suppose. How many there are in the old town?
Oh, we don't, not as many.
Like 50?
No.
No,
Yes.
not like that.
About 30 maybe.
Oh, only 30, only 30. So,
And any of them is still in use, is still working.
Yeah. So there are 30 churches, around 30 churches. How big is the old town? Like 2 square kilometers? Maybe 3?
A bit more. 4.5?
4.5. So 7 churches per 1 square kilometer. So you can imagine, and there are many of them. Now we are approaching one of the very nice and big one. It's a Franciscan Church. I'm not sure if you are entering, but if we don't enter, you should enter someday because it has great stained glass inside. So I highly recommend. And behind me there is this Wawel Hill. So like here where the green tower, you can see there is the oldest church, right? Yeah,
the Royal Castle and the Royal Cathedral. You can see this yellow yellow part with the red roof is the castle, the place where the kings live. Yeah, over there, very, yeah. And on the right is green tower, is the Royal Cathedral, Royal Church, the place of coronation of Polish kings. The most of Polish kings and national heroes are buried there. The holy place of the Polish people.
Okay. So we are going. Okay. John Paul II. Yeah. So you will see the window, and yeah, Bishop's Palace. If you want to see how bishops live, this is the way they live.
Yeah, now we are next to a Bishop Palace. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, so I want to read. Yeah, this is a palace of the bishops of Krakow, and this is a good place to talk about how religious can affect political changes. I have to remind that the fall of communism has begun in Poland, and this man, John Paul II, was inspiration and support of these changes. A special inspiration were his words from first pilgrimage to Poland. Yeah, it's important words. Oh, yeah, little comedy. Let your spirit descend and renew the face of the land, this land. Those words was not only a prayer for spiritual changes. Polish people believed that it was also a prayer for political changes. They felt the community, and 1 year later created Solidarność, and 10 years later communism in Poland was defeated. Yeah, that's why, first the drum, that's why John Paul II is so famous and loved man in Poland. And why we can see him on this window? It's not usual window, it's a special one called, yeah, Pope's window. So first of all, he was, before he was a pope, he was a bishop in Krakow, so he was working here for 14 years. And later when he come back here as a pope, he was standing on this window, and through this window was talking with people who was here. And it became a traditional place for meeting people with popes. John Paul II was here 7 times, and later was here also a Benedict and Francis. Okay, now about St. Francis of Assisi. Come on. Ah! Sorry. Yeah, one more church. But this one is important. Yeah, mostly of this what is inside, but also is one of the oldest church under protection of the monks in Krakow. Here next to is a Franciscan Street. Whoa! Still active from the first part of the 13th century. So for almost 800 years the monks are living here, praying and works. And yeah, you have to go inside, because not only a stained glass windows, but also flowers on the walls. We can try, because I think it's open. We can try?
Yep. Why not?
Why not?
Okay. So one more time we'll go for you inside the church, so you can see the art of one of my favorite Polish artists, which is Stanisław Wyspiański. This is the guy who lived like 100 years ago, a little bit more, and he is responsible for changing the decoration of this church. But he didn't decorate only the churches. He was painting, for example, like you can see the trees behind me there, like he was painting those trees, and he was painting like super many other things. Is it possible to add? That's not a problem. Yeah, so I'm getting inside, so be careful. And we are inside, so let's be quiet, because people are praying here. There is so dark inside, and it's so high but you can see the paintings on the walls, and here is the stained glass I told you. Unfortunately it's not properly visible, I'm sorry for that. Yeah, you must Google it, Franciscan Church stained glass, Krakow. So I suppose the architect of the church was also German, right?
I'm not sure, we don't know. Because the first building was here on 13th century, so we don't know.
Okay, so we don't know the architect, but I
And
suppose.
flowers.
Yeah. So you can see the walls. It's like, oh no, it's all like this. As you can see, it's very beautiful inside. Here is renovation going on, so this doesn't count, but you can see it's very nice decorated. So if you want to have like inspiration for home decor, it's really great here. And here are stained glass in the back, so you can see. Yeah. And we are going here because there are more walls, like super nicely decorated walls. Yeah. Come on, who wouldn't like to have it like in house, right? Look at this gate. Yep. So it comes from the beginning of 20th century. It's like more modernistic art. Well, it's a renovation going on, so we must be super careful. And I'm not sure if we'll pass by this closed gate, but I hope. And yeah, it's closed. So guys, we have to go back, but I will tell you the story. Stanisław Wyspiański is also my favorite artist of Poland, because he's also a writer, and his one of most famous writings is Wesele, which means wedding. And if you played Witcher, the game, the most famous Polish game, it's in one of the parts there is a wedding, and I would bet if you ever had played Witcher, you should remember the part where the Witcher in the second the second part of the game, he's going for the wedding, and there are so many, like, the creators of the game were for sure inspired by Stanisław Wyspiański. So if you ever someone asked you for connection between Franciscan Church in Kraków and The Witcher, so Wyspiański and the wedding is the connection. So this is the story I want to tell you. The positive thing about being in the church is that it's not windy inside, so yeah, but it's super beautiful, as you can see, and it was worth watching. And thanks to us, you can see how it's beautiful. So what's the plan right now?
The last part, the city hall.
The city hall? Okay, let's go for the city hall. You will see where all the decisions were made and are made. Yeah, but in the city hall we must say that our program, the Multicultural Center, is also financed by the city hall, let's say, or it was decided in the city hall that we will start this Multicultural Center. And I must say that 3 years ago, in the city hall, in the very beautiful part, in the very beautiful room of the city hall, we organized a solidarity evening with the Krakow Muslim community after the Christchurch attack. It was 2 years ago, in 2019. So I'm very thankful, and I have very positive connections and memories with that building, because we had very nice event inside, and I'm super thankful to the officials of Krakow that they are financing our job here, and they are also super open. And I remember the head Mateusz Płoskonka, which I sent best wishes to him, He is a director of the one of the offices in the city of Kraków, and oh, the tram is going. It's super loud. And these guys are Franciscan. You can see the monks. They are living in the church. But Mateusz Poskonka, the guy from the city, he said that during this event, look at the symbol of Krakow. So you will see the open gate on the symbol of Kraków. And he said that, and I remember till now these words, that Kraków must be always open because it's a symbol of the open gate, and it symbolizes that our city will be always super open. So I liked it, and it was during this solidarity evening with the Muslim community of Kraków. So we are here, and I give mic to Mike.
Yeah. Why not? Thank you. So that building is the city hall, present city hall, because maybe as you remember, the first city hall was originally located at the main square and then was demolished in the 19th century. So then the mayor and the city council moved into this building. This used to be the residence of the Wielopolski family. So the object is called Wielopolski's Palace. But the most interesting is this monument, in my opinion. This is Józef Dietl, Dr. Józef Dietl, or Joseph Dietl, the mayor of Krakow, the most famous, the best mayor of Krakow in the history. He was he came from Austria. You have to know that in the 19th century our country was not exist. Poland was divided at the end of the 18th century. Poland was divided between three countries: Russia, Prussia means Germany, and Austria. Krakow became the part of Austria, later Austro-Hungary Empire. So this man came from Austria, but he became a great and the best mayor in the city. He lived in the second half of the 19th century. He was a big reformer of Krakow. His main idea was something like make Krakow great again, because in the 19th century Krakow used to be the former capital used to be the quite not so big, quite poor city. His idea was he wanted to reborn Krakow as a huge, rich and nice and beautiful country. Dr. Józef Dietl, he was a professor and the rector of the Jagiellonian University as well.
So that's the major difference between him and the author of the Great America, Make America Great Again
Exactly.
slogan. So yeah, but he seems like super serious guy.
For me, that's all.
Okay.
About the
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, guys. If you want to check out Ciekawi Krakowa, which is curious about Kraków, it's on Instagram. Is it on Facebook? Okay, so check out. And on YouTube. So if you want more trips, but do you have trips in English?
Not yet.
Not yet, but if you speak some Polish, you can check it out, and for sure we'll have more trips coming on. And thank you very much for joining us today, and best wishes from Kraków.